time to touch base with an important management. The results of Goa Carbon just came by a couple of minutes back, and we saw how the stock was pushed down to the day's lowest point. Yes, exactly where it's hovering at this point in time. Also down by about 12 odd rupees. 530 levels is where it's perched at. Let's touch base with Shrinivas V, Dempo, the chairman of Goa Carbon. Mr. Dempo, hi, good afternoon. First up, my question to you would be, why has there been a 50% decline in the top line, and even the profitability has seen a massive dent? What has transpired that has hit the financials so badly in the quarter gone by?
Good afternoon to you. Just to brief you, most of you all are aware that there was a pet coke ban announced by the Supreme Court, and that's the reason we've had a very disappointing quarter. To give you some figures, capacity utilization of the company for quarter 3 had come down almost to 35% due to the ban. If you see the same quarter of last year, we were at more than 60% capacity utilization. So therefore, the underutilization of capacity because of no raw material in hand resulted in the loss during the quarter 3 that we see today. The good news is that the Supreme Court has lifted the import ban. The company has gone ahead and ordered RPC and, as per DGFT licenses, now we have got some material in hand and we've started processing for sales.
Right. Can you just talk to us the point that you were making? So, there was a ban which impacted the numbers. Now it has been lifted. What's the capacity utilization right now? Are things back to normal?
We expect capacity utilization to go up definitely to about... and in the fourth quarter, we're talking from Jan onwards, we've just started production. And we hope to achieve almost 90% capacity for the fourth quarter.
Could you also talk to us about what is the reason for these recurrent plant shutdowns? Because that also seems to have impacted your performance.
This year, the plant shutdown for this quarter was primarily due to lack of raw material. As I said, our capacity utilization has only been 35%. We now have sufficient orders in hand for quarter 4, and we expect more than 90% capacity utilization for quarter 4. So we would not expect any plant shutdowns for quarter 4.
Has the new quota for import of RPC hurt your operations? Earlier imports were allowed without any restrictions?
Definitely it would hurt in the long run if the quota and the restriction in the tonnage continues. As of now, we are okay with the current quarter, that is in the fourth quarter. We have adequate raw material to manufacture and sell almost more than 50,000 tons. And that is the order visibility we have right now for about 50,000 tons of CP Coke sales.
Let's also talk about what lies ahead, Mr. Dempo. You're a key supplier to graphite, electrode, aluminium makers, and both sectors have been seeing a lot of action in the recent past. How has there been a meaningful increase in demand firstly, and how do you see this year and the coming few quarters playing out?
There is a concern in the prices because, as you might have seen, the LME prices of aluminum have gone down from $2,200 last quarter to less than $2,000 this quarter. So there is softening of prices in commodities, especially aluminum. There has also been softening of CP Coke prices to that extent because aluminum smelters are demanding lower prices since the aluminum metal is going down. The raw petroleum coke, which we use as a raw material, also seems to be going down. But the quantum of fall in the raw material prices is lower than the fall in the CP Coke prices. So at the current quarter, there seems to be pressure on margins. However, we haven't tied up all the raw material for the 50,000 tons that we are talking about. So we are trying our level best to look at, materials which probably could give us, a little bit of cost advantage. That's still in the pipeline. Our management is working at it.
So much for taking our time for us and explaining us what happened in the Q3 and what's the way ahead for Q4.